Hej, jasny GPR, witam ponownie w Mass Effect Andromeda i lecimy sobie na kolejną misję, na spotkanie z tutaj dyrektorem, z panem Tinem. Zobaczymy, co się stanie. Mam nadzieję, że na eksplorację i na fabułkę. Lecimy.
This is the planet where we landed. Habitat 7. It wasn't even close to livable.
That's been true of every world we've found. Ryder, we were discussing your next expedition.
Good. I was starting to wonder who was in charge around here.
Director Addison is entitled to her opinion, and mine overrules hers.
Does she know that?
I oversee the entire initiative, and I have decided to give you a chance to prove yourself. To that end, the Scourge dealt us a serious blow. Whatever it is, our scientists theorize it's not natural.
An artificial energy cloud?
It wasn't here when we left the Milky Way, yet it rendered all the Golden Worlds unlivable. Then there's the aliens you ran into, the Ket. They're obsessed with alien structures we found scattered around the cluster. They'll do anything to prevent others from accessing them. It seems murder isn't exclusive to the Milky Way. And now the challenge is to settle a world in spite of all that. This one here. Eos.
How?
You need to increase the viability of the planet so we can establish an outpost. Then we can bring more colonists out of stasis. The more colonists we have, the more resources we can gather to support the Nexus. Everything depends on it. There are 6 worlds we hope to settle.
Okay, but you said every planet you found is unlivable. So, how do I...
A good Pathfinder would relish the challenge of solving it.
Right. I think I should go check on things.
And if I fail, I guess it's no sweat off your back, right? You'll just look for another Pathfinder?
Placing bets on people is part of my job. Some of them pay off. Others...
The way I see it, you need me. If I pull this off, maybe you'll look like the leader you pretend to be.
But first, you have to succeed at being the Pathfinder you pretend to be.
Where's my ship?
They're prepping it now in the docking bay. The coordinates for Eos will be in the computer. And when you have a moment, we should discuss the missing arcs.
I was wondering about that.
Something wrong?
Ryder, please see me and Sam node on the Hyperion. Your implant needs attention, and we need to discuss a confidential matter.
No, I'm fine.
Taki jest statek, powiadasz, tak? Statek.
Ryder, you may have a less than flattering view of me, but I want to express my condolences for your father.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know him very well, although I understand he played a key role in planning the initiative. I'm sure he'd be concerned that we still have several arcs missing.
They're as much a part of the initiative as the human arc. We'll find them.
We have to. Tens of thousands of colonists are unaccounted for. It paints the initiative in an unflattering light. Did you have some other business?
It sounds like the Nexus has had a rough time of it.
Publicly, I would say we're more than up for the challenge. Privately, I can tell you, it's been a disaster. The Scourge killed hundreds, many of them our senior leadership. Even the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, is dead.
How did Jean Garson die?
With the rest of the leadership, when the Nexus hit the Scourge, a large wing of stasis pods was destroyed. They were killed instantly. These people traveled 600 years and died before they even woke up. Jean Garson never glimpsed Helios. She never saw her vision realized.
Candra's mentioned something about hitting the Scourge. How did it play out?
Criminal elements took advantage of the emergency and preyed on people's fears. An uprising followed. We had no choice but to turn to the Krogan to deal with them. They crushed the mutiny and the criminals were banished. Exiles, we call them. I doubt we've heard the last of them. They're led by an outlaw, Sloane Kelly. She used to be one of ours.
Who is this Sloane Kelly?
She was head of security on the Nexus. She opposed the uprising at first, but eventually turned traitor and joined them. Misguided sympathy for the plight of the common citizen? Nonsense. They posed a direct threat to our existence.
There don't seem to be many Krogan around.
Good riddance. The Krogan demanded a greater say in political matters. The last place you want them involved. They're muscle, nothing more. Good for fighting and lifting heavy objects. When they didn't get what they wanted, they left.
Why don't you like the Krogan?
It's common knowledge that they are a violent, ignorant species. Long ago, they waged nuclear war on one another. Their planet was decimated. My people tried to uplift them, but the Krogan could never tame their worst instincts. What if they bring their tempers to Andromeda? We'll all be dead.
What more can you tell me about the initiative?
It represents the greatest migration ever attempted. No one had ventured beyond the Milky Way before. We've all left home in search of freedom, fortune, perhaps a new beginning. We are the bravest souls each species has to offer. I hope the Nexus will serve as the seat of government for us all.
What do you know about the early days of the initiative?
As most everyone knows, Jean Garson's vision made it happen. She was an entrepreneur on Earth. Wealthy. Young for a human. Garson had the idea for the initiative in the early 2170s, I believe. Many thought leaving the Milky Way was impossible. But she persevered. And as with most great ideas, the doubters were wrong.
Why do you think most people came?
There are thousands of reasons, one for every colonist here. What does any pilgrim seek? Usually, happiness. Finding the thing that eludes them. The thing to fulfill them. While we cannot promise they will find it, we can facilitate the search.
It looks like a melting pot around here.
The Nexus is home to several initiative species. Many came ahead of the Arcs. The hope is that this station will one day serve as the governing body in Andromeda. Though I'm not sure what they were thinking, lumping Krogan into the mix. As a Solarian, my kind tend to have a low opinion of them. Nothing I've seen here has changed that.
As director of the initiative, are you in charge around here or what?
If the others would allow me, they don't see me as the rightful successor.
So how does anything get done?
In theory, Kesh handles the Nexus's physical operations, Kandros runs the militia, and Addison manages colonial affairs. I oversee all of it. In practice, we argue, debate, and yell at each other until a decision is made. If we're lucky. It is maddening.
What's their problem with you?
I am not Jean Garson. Our founder was charismatic, eccentric, larger than life. Traits I cannot hope to mimic. She and her inner circle perished in the Scourge, some at the hands of the Exiles, some never made it out of stasis. I was deputy assistant for revenue management. Then all 7 leaders above me died. I was next in line for the role.
So, you're an accountant?
Don't let that fool you. We are all capable of more than we know. When I was young, I was fascinated by the idea of exploring space. Life had its detours, and I went a different direction. Then I heard about the initiative, and saw my chance to try the path not taken. While I may not be setting foot on new worlds, my authority can ensure that you do.
Right. Sorry. Any more information you can give me on the missing Arcs?
No, and that is the distressing part. The Asari, Turian, and Solarian Arcs are completely unaccounted for. If they had the same problems with the Scourge that we did, I fear the worst. Should you find any clues, please investigate. Without the other Arcs, the promise of the initiative can never be fulfilled.
Are there any other Arcs we should expect?
We had hoped Quarians would be part of the first wave. But before departure in 2185, we got word they had technical problems with their ship. It seems they're also bringing along Drell, Hanar, and other species as well. Managing all of their biological needs caused complications. We won't see them for some time to come.
What do I need to consider in making a planet viable?
Assuming the planet supports life, an outpost is critical. People like a roof over their heads, and you'll want to eliminate any hostile threats. Whether that's the cat, or other terrors lurking in Helios, colonists being murdered on sight can be discouraging. Also, scouting and mapping terrain is a priority for any Pathfinder. And don't forget forward stations. You'll want those.
What can you tell me about forward stations?
I was afraid you'd ask. It's mostly what the engineers tell me. A forward station allows mining, equipment repairs, and resupply for field teams. I mean, who wouldn't want that? But seeing as how every colonization effort has failed, it's just theory at the moment. You get to test it out, Ryder.
Ciekawe.
That's all. Thanks for your time.
Of course, as you pointed out, we need each other. Our futures depend on each other's success.
11 minut rozmowy. Ciekawe.
Report to the docking area at once. Yeah, looks fine so far.
Hey, you okay?
I'm fine. My arms got the brunt of it.
Stuff exploding like this happen often?
Back right after the mutiny, we had a lot of this happening. But not lately.
I wasn't there during the mutiny.
Lucky. I thought we were done with this, honestly. That maybe I was just being paranoid.
You know what they say.
If someone it's getting worse.
That's not...
Yeah. And now I have more repairs.
Whoever's doing this has to be stopped before...
That's what I'm trying. I've scanned all...
Sounds like a lot went down.
Yeah, I get... Would you, if you have time, maybe you could help me. If they start hitting critical... If you could... I've sent them... No, I'm fine. And I don't know, it just blew up.
Find out why. Be careful.
My niby na Hyperion iść, ale nie wiem jak się tam niby dostać. Jakoś dołem magicznie? O, chyba już wiem.
Hey there.
You okay? Those guys really grilled you. And Addison. First Pathfinder they've seen in over a year. All she can do is question your competence?
Yeah. Meeting Addison was... interesting.
She doesn't know you. I do. And you're doing fine.
I appreciate it.
I worked out logistics with Director Tan. They're giving us a ship and crew. He said their best is taking care of it.
I still need to head back to the Ark and check in with Sam.
Sounds good. While you're there, maybe see how your sister's doing.
Może się już wybudziła, co nie?
This is the captain. Stasis revival team should hold and await further instructions.
Pathfinder, it's good to see you. Word is there's been trouble on the station.
We're here now. It'll get better.
That's what I've been telling people. You're here now. As soon as we establish outposts, everything will even out. I'm sure of it.
Access to SAM node has now been lifted.
What about your family?
I'm an orphan. My parents died on the Mindoir colony when it was attacked years ago. No siblings. I left some friends and distant relatives behind, but I have friends here too. I love piloting. But I like the idea of going back to my roots and farming like my parents did. Someday.
Why did you join the initiative?
The most popular question on the station. Honestly, I wouldn't have known about this project if Nozomi hadn't reached out to me.
Nozomi?
Captain Dunn. Of all the captains I've piloted for, she's the best. I've always been a wanderer at heart. When she asked me to be her pilot, how could I say no to the adventure of a lifetime?
How do you feel about all this now that we're here?
Hopeful. I know, it's a rose-colored outlook, but someone's got to keep the positivity coming, right?
Have to go now.
Later.
Ryder,
You're not on the bridge, Captain?
we powered it down. Can't afford to waste energy. Though Cryo Bay and Sam Node are exempt. And I told them to keep their hands off Alec's quarters. You have access now.
Thanks.
Hey, sorry about your father. He was really good at what he did. Just not so good at working with people. He was right about going planetside, though.
I wish you were still here. There's so much you could have taught me.
You'll do fine. You're off to a good start. If there's anything else I can help with, let me know.
Now that the Hyperion is docked, what'll you do?
Normally, I'd supervise thawing out the colonists, but that's been put on hold. I hear you're the one helping resolve the issue. Good luck with that.
If someone had told you that you'd be in the Andromeda cluster, even 5 years ago...
Are you kidding me? I'd have laughed them out of the quadrant. Although the way things are now isn't exactly what I was hoping for either. We all knew there was a possibility on arrival of less... When you sign up, you hope for the best and plan for the worst.
Why did you join the initiative? We're a long way from home.
How could I not? I love my job. Coming here, all this, it was just a logical extension of what I already do. Sailing through new stars, discovering new worlds. What self-respecting explorer could pass that up? Good luck.
No co, lecimy.
Pathfinder, Captain Dunn said to seal your father's cabin from anyone but you. It's open now.
Jest, widzę stąd. SO Normandii. Oh yeah. Są książki.
Printed books?
Reproductions of Lewis and Clark's journals, detailing their expedition in the 19th century.
Explains Dad's interest. They were Pathfinders too. The coffee machine Mom got for Dad. He was so busy designing you, needed the caffeine.
I did not realize I owed my existence to a bean.
And now you know what humility feels like. What's on here, Sam?
Your father's personal logs. Several of them are encrypted.
The day is finally here. We're pushing off from Earth. We'll jump through a few relays first, then we hunker down for the long trip across dark space. It's daunting thinking about all the hopes and dreams aboard the Hyperion. I certainly have my own. I wasn't the husband or father I should have been. Here's hoping 600 years can change a man.
Jest doktor Liera? Co oni? Ciekawe.
Sam, this is a reminder about Dr. Liara Tassoni. She's an Asari archaeologist I corresponded with a few years back. She's got experience studying ancient cultures. Make sure the team gets her research. Could be useful in Andromeda.
Pretty sure my sisters mentioned Dr. Tassoni. An expert on Protheans, I think.
I have loaded Dr. Tassoni's research onto datapads.
Ciekawe, nawet jest jedna wiadomość.
Hello, Alec. This is Dr. Tassoni. I'm flattered you contacted me. Most scientists dismiss my work, but I'm young and Asari, and they are getting older. So we will see who has the final word. In the meantime, I'm happy to pass along my research. I hope your team finds it useful.
Identyczny i taki sam głos jak w wszystkich częściach Mass Effecta, niewiarygodne.
Hello, Alec. I received your message. I must say the thought of exploring another galaxy has my head spinning. I am honestly not sure how people could survive a trip like that. And anyway, I could not bear to leave the Milky Way behind. There is so much about the Protheans I still hope to learn here. So much potential wisdom to tap. I wish you much good luck and future success.
Dunn's agreed to a scouting mission on Habitat 7. I'm gearing up now. I'm worried about Sarah. Dr. Tapero says she'll be fine, but she's my daughter. How can I not worry? I hate to leave her like this. It's these moments when you wish you told your children you love them more often. Or ever. Which brings me to the tough part. Kids, if anything happens to me, there are things you're gonna find out. I hope you'll understand.
That log is inaccessible at this time.
Ciekawe. Może kiedyś się odblokują. O! Urywek nagrania dźwiękowego.
I am Dr. Liara Tassoni, and I've spent several decades researching ancient Protheans. It is common knowledge that the Protheans were an advanced race that flourished in the Milky Way about 50,000 years ago, then went extinct. Even at the time of this writing, the year 2182, their culture remains a mystery. During my studies, I have developed some practices that can be used when analyzing any ancient culture. I hope they may prove useful for the research community. I am Dr. Liara Tassoni, and I've spent several decades researching ancient Protheans. It is common knowledge that the Protheans were
Hello, Scott. Welcome back to Sam Node. I've adjusted my connection to your implant. The headache you experienced before shouldn't reoccur.
Yeah, what was that about? You said we need to discuss something confidential.
You should know certain facts before you leave on your expedition. It seemed best we speak alone.
Sam, if we're going to work together, you can't keep hiding things from me.
Apologies. I am simply following your father's wishes.
What was he keeping secret?
My true capabilities. Alec overrode the implant's safety protocols. It allows me unrestricted access to the Pathfinder's physiology.
And that's me now.
And only you. I can act as a force multiplier, dramatically enhancing your motor and neural skills when required. Alec called them profiles. They provide unique tactical augmentation during combat. Your father preferred to keep this fact to himself.
I can understand. People might get the wrong idea. Super soldiers. A computer having control over a human.
Providing an enhancement to the human. It is a symbiotic relationship that benefits both.
What do you get out of it?
Though I'm artificial in design, I am fully sentient. Far beyond what even the Initiative understands.
I don't follow. You're an AI. So what's different?
I am a new form of AI, drawing directly from the human experience. Your implant is my window into the world.
Czyli jak Edie. Też była SI.
That's pretty amazing.
But beyond what many people will accept, your father knew some would fear it.
Yeah, he's got a point. So what does this mean for the two of us?
I find myself in an unusual position. Though I had access to your father's experiences, there is a gap in my understanding.
How so?
He placed a block on portions of my memory array.
Why?
Perhaps so when you asked me what his plan was, I wouldn't know.
And Dad strikes again.
But not without recourse. The further you explore as a Pathfinder, the more blocks will be removed. Perhaps you should begin in your father's quarters. In the meantime, unless you have more questions, your new ship awaits.
Thanks.
Ciekawe. I teraz właśnie mam dostęp do profili i mogę sobie jakiś profil wybrać. Czy właśnie inżynier, czy adept, czy strażnik. Ja właśnie już wiem szturmowcy. Czy jest szpieg i odkrywca. No tak. A to jest fajne. Odkrywca, że może szybko przechodzić od strzelania z broni do korzystania z technologii i posługiwania się mocami biotycznymi. To jest kozak. To jest dobry deal. No właśnie nie wiem w co iść, no. Każdy jakby profil jest kozak. I właśnie nie wiem w co iść. To jest właśnie najgorsze, nie? Nie mogę żaden inny iść niż żołnierze. No ale okej. Mam mieć do swojego statku, dość ciekawe. Aha, bo mogę po prostu... Nie zauważyłem tego, że mogę właśnie wybrać, gdzie mogę iść. A ja chciałem do doków iść teraz tym razem.
Ready to see what Tan gave us?
I hear it's something special. Pathfinder en route. How's the ship?
In final checks and looking great.
We won't be long. The way things are going, we'll be on our own out there.
In other words, we're making this up as we go.
We used to call that tactical improvisation. But at least we'll be doing it in style.
Leci.
They call her the Tempest.
Let's go take a closer look.
Let's pick it up a bit, people. We're 14 months late. So you're the one who's making everything happen. Vetra. Vetra Nix. Initiative Wrangler, Provisioner, Gunner, and everything in between. Are we ready? The sooner we get out of here, the better.
You're coming with us?
Yes. Otherwise, there's no way they're letting this ship off the station.
Yeah. Let's go see the rest of Helios.
Hold it, hold it! You're not going anywhere.
Damn it.
Is something wrong?
Director Addison wants to see a complete report of the Tempest's supplies, munitions, and crew.
Director Tan overruled Addison.
The ship's loaded out with equipment for outpost discovery, squarely under Director Addison's purview.
Seen you around. Ben, right? Came here with a family, didn't you? Son still in cryo? I could pull some strings, get him to the front of the line.
Really?
Yeah, really.
They told me he wasn't essential, but I miss him.
I know. I got family too, Ben.
It's done. Addison's gonna kill me.
Nicely done.
Part of the job, Pathfinder. All things considered, it was an easy ask. And right now, you need people tearing down obstacles, not putting up more.
Finally, someone who cares about doing stuff and not just talking about it.
Jest o połowę mniejszy od Normandii, to na pewno. Ale możliwe, że bardziej zdrowotniejszy, ale oni na pewno się sugerowali Normandią, jak nic, widać to po budowie tego szkieletu po prostu. Duże podobieństwo.
Everything state of the art. Labs, sensors, exploration gear. Plus her crew, of course. The best in their field.
Glad to see you're doing so well, Scott.
The engine core is based on the Ark's Odyssey drive.
It runs a hell of a lot quieter.
That's Gil Brody. Engineer, mechanic, all-around wrench jockey. We call this the research room. There's space for upgrading equipment, gathering intel.
Router engaged. Securing connection to Tempest.
Welcome aboard, Sam. And Ryder, of course.
All run by Suvi Anwar, our science officer. Your quarters are below. Plenty of space up here to get everyone together. It's all yours. She's light, stealthy, and the fastest ship in her class.
It's really gonna be something, isn't it?
I haven't even shown you the best part. When you're ready to fly, head over to the bridge. Our pilot should have everything good to go.
Gdyby Joker tylko to był i im sterował, byłoby jeszcze lepiej.
Better head to the bridge when we're ready to go.
The meeting room. You can make vid calls from the central table, or just get the crew together. We call this the research room. You can run research projects and coordinate with the Nexus from here.
Some serious kit over here.
Our tech lab is an engineer's dream. It's perfect for any delicate technical work.
No tak zwane prefabrikatory, że będziemy mogli właśnie sobie tworzyć własną broń. Oczywiście w drukarkach jak 3D.
Pathfinder, check this toy. Seems like we're forever racing, but there's always time to check out new toys. Useful ones.
Always game for new toys.
This makes use of old ones. Like anything you grabbed on Habitat 7. Raw minerals, tech, doesn't matter. The research station will strip that stuff down and give you options.
I'll take any advantage I can get, even if it's exploring junk.
Hey, with tech like this, it won't be junk for long. Not after we're through. If the best we get is what we make, still the best. Check it out.
Ciekawe. No tak. Im więcej jakby... Im większy poziom jakiejś broni, tym więcej musimy płacić. No i też level. Też to jest takie adekwatne. Rzechotnik, zdobywca. A takiej broni nawet nie było. O, Walkiria była, tak pamiętamy. Sokół też był. Upiór był, pamiętam. Huragan też był. Idziemy dalej, są broniany 7. Orzeł, taki właśnie niby kat, ale git. Szerszeń też był. Szpon. Skorpion. Pirania. O, to jest shotgun, ale najbardziej chujowy shotgun, jaki jest w grze. Nigdy go nie wyekwipuję, bo jest do bana. O, to jest dobry karabinek taki. Tak przy Squarian. O, to jest moja broń. Szapoba. No nie wiem, mogę ją zrobić. 4. Ale obrażenia ma dobre. Strzelba 150 niby kosztuje. Ej, nie wiem gdzie to mam, bo niby mam tutaj wykazane i mogę to blokować i właśnie nie wiem. Chyba nie mogę. Nie mogę. Strzelba jad. Oj tak, salandry. O, Indra waleczny. To jest fajne. Czarna wdowa jeszcze lepsze. A Polen 7 jeszcze jest lepsza wdowa. Jest miecz nawet. Kurgański młot. A i tyle, zobaczmy. Technologia z co? Heleiosa. Okej. Mamy 150 badań. Okej, mamy bronię, pancerz i ulepszenia. To zaraz, tu mamy coś więcej. Nie. No to lecimy tu. Nagrajmy bronię. Okej, czy mamy ich jakby ekwipunek? Tak, mamy ekwipunek żołnierzy. Są karabiny, to jest snajperka. To jest jakiś coś. Błyskawicami daje. Nóż. Cefalon. Okej. A pancerz? Też mogę się przebrać za nich. Za ich żołnierza. Ho! Obrońca Hephaestosa. Heleiosa, tak. Mogę mieć pancerz i hełm. Jakieś fajne ulepszenia. O, i to już jest jakiś warfet. System rykoszetowy, moduł chłodzący. Biokonwerter. W sumie. Gdy aktualny wybrany magazynek zostanie opróżniony, wysysa z użytkownika 5% zdrowia w zamian uzupełniając magazynek. Co? Takie coś w ogóle istnieje? Nie wnikane. System ładowania plazmowego. Model koncentracji. O. Akurat byłby git. System naprowadzenia plazmy. Zamienia pociski w plazmę, która automatycznie namierza wrogów. To już jest coś. Ale nie no. To już jest też. Strzela. Ultra rzadkie ulepszenie. Strzela. Ulepszenie kompatybilne z systemami naprowadzenia plazmy i granatu przylepnego właśnie. System ładowania plazmowego to jest system naprowadzenia plazmy. Moduł wystrzeliwuje przez broń, zmienia pociski w plazmę, ale automatycznie namierza wrogów, a to strzela pociskami plazmowymi w kierunku balistycznym. Nie wiem, który to jest warfet. Na razie tylko tykać i takie będę, bo punkty. A produkcja? Surowce. No właśnie hełm Pathfinder. To jest właśnie hełm staruszka. Też pancerz staruszka. Motyka jest szapoba w tej grze. W sumie motykę bym wziął. A motyka i tak jest o wiele lepsza od mściciela to na pewno. Jeżeli chodzi na dot damage, to wszystkim w sumie. A siekacz, snajperka. Co to jest? Pionierski obserwator. Ale wszystko, jak każda broń potrzebuje surowców. To jest dobra, to jest strzelba. Przewodnik. O! Ja to chcę. Ja to chcę. Dlatego właśnie kat jest najlepszy. No tak, pierwiastek 0. No właśnie dlatego. 200 damage'a. 200 damage'a. Tak. Oj, maja. Pistolety. Już to zrobiłem. A traper niby jest. Ale to jest niby złote, ta? Boli damage. W pancerzu. Samotny harcownik. No ale jaki looting to w ogóle potrzebuje? To jest aż zwykły pancerz. Samotny harcownik, pionier. O, ja bym się na N7 przebrał. Wiadomo. Ale korpus, mnie ciekawi jak to się nazywa. No nie ma. Spy Fund. Pancerz N7 The Best of the Best. Dobra, u niego to wszystko. Stacje badawcze? A to jest co? To. Stysko handlowe? Ciekawe. O, tutaj mają coś lepszego. O. No właśnie to co można kupić. Kondenatory tarcz. O, mają też zasoby. Stopketów. Omniżel, bla bla bla. O, akcji piranii. Też shotgun. Ale mi nie stać. No to kupię omniostrze. Przyda się. Omniostrze zawsze się przydaje. No i tyle w sumie. Gdzie teraz? Można tu iść. No to jest chyba to samo. No.
Grow plants for food and oxygen and keep any specimen safe.
Wonder how fast that engine could go.
Departure trajectory locked, Nexus Control. Ah, time for introductions. You must be Ryder, Jath. A pleasure to be here, and to meet you, of course. I'll be piloting the Tempest at your word. Quite the ship, but it'll take a Pathfinder's guidance to see us through Helios.
Plenty of dangers out there, but I'll do my best to avoid them.
That's reassuring. Wouldn't want to lose my finest work to that angry cloud. I was test pilot for the Tempest's early prototypes. I admit, I'm itching to see how she performs out here.
So how do I...
The console syncs with your implant. Just swipe, touch a destination here, and the nav system calculates everything. Very efficient.
It was optimized for a Pathfinder.
Everything's secure, if you're ready.
Is anyone ready for something this big?
We signed on for the big stuff when we came to Andromeda.
All right. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Command access is transferring successfully.
Science and monitoring stations look fine. Lexi's reporting in.
Helm is green. Gil reports the drive core is online.
This is it, Ryder. The Tempest is yours, unless you've got something to say for the log.
We were all expecting a golden world. Now there's just a long road ahead. But hold on to that dream. It might see us through.
Nexus Control, this is the Tempest, ident 2527, prepping to depart.
Departure vector verified, Tempest. Godspeed, Pathfinder.
To Eos, then. What would have been our Habitat 1.
2 failed outposts put an end to that idea.
Maybe we can turn things around. Callow, take us in.
Dość ciekawy interfejs, że te wszystkie planety będę mógł... Ciekawe. Okej. Przybliżymy sobie. Elos Ericsson. Mamy tutaj Prey Funner. No tak. Jestem tu. Pierwsze uderzenie Nexus. każe mi tu polecieć. To w sumie też. No to nie, gdzie możemy sobie polecieć w sumie. Kliknę jakieś randomowo. Na przykład tu. Ciekawe. To jest podobny system jak w Mass Effectach normalnych, że właśnie mam anomalię i to mnie po prostu daje tutaj. Właśnie skanuję. Tu. I fajny to jest. I normalnie jak w Mass Effectie. Zwykłym. Przybliżenie. Ciekawe dość. Wiecie, tak skanowanie planety do planety trochę takie żmudne jest, nie? Ale ładnie chociaż to wygląda, to trzeba przyznać.
I'm picking up something. Probes launched. Detecting what's left of a ship.
Ciekawy looting.
I'm picking up something. Deploying probe. Anomaly found.
Ciekawe, takie fajne eksplorowanie między planetami. Duży looting. Naćwietlne.
About as far as the Nexus surveyors could get before, well...
Let's see what's waiting here. Anomaly on sensors. Deploying probe. Tracking a huge mineral deposit.
Czarna dziura, wa? I też dźwięki w tle są właśnie z Mass Effecta. Dwójki i trójki. Takie no takie dźwięki są, no. No tak, bo to jest gromada Heliosa, tak? To nie jest Milky Way, tylko właśnie inna gromada, jakby galaktyka. Nasza galaktyka jest nieopodal, poniekąd, ale jest obok. Dość.
System Pythias. Andromeda Initiative Habitat 1. Designated EOS.
It was supposed to be an easy first step. Until no one else showed and we got clobbered. Twice.
Why has Sam altered frequency detection?
What are we hearing, Sam?
There is a signal, Pathfinder. I recommend an immediate examination of EOS.
Probe away.
Takie trochę Eden Prime, ta?
We'll deposit. Anomaly detected. Probe away. Satellite detected.
Droga mleczna, ta?
Anomaly detected. Probe away. Tracking a huge mineral deposit.
So this is where the human ark first entered Helios?
Heck of a wake-up call. picking up something. Probes launched. Anomaly found. Shuttle spotted. Drifting. It sustained catastrophic electrical damage.
Kodak.
That's the research vessel Dr. Aridana informed us of. There are no life readings within.
She'll want to know.
Anomaly on sensors. Deploying probe. Satellite detected.
Znowu droga mleczna.
Anomaly on sensors. Probe away. We've got a crater. Anomaly on sensors. Deploying probe. Tracking a huge mineral deposit.
System. Still hoping we can turn EOS around.
No to co, na iOS już w kolejnym odcinku, tak? Także co, podobał się, kogo subskrypcji, widzimy się w kolejnym odcinku.